Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Marcelo, and first of all, I want to thank everybody uh, for my first 100 subscribers to my channel. This is my new channel where I speak of my restorations and the things I do. I've been doing pinball restorations for over 25 years now. I had my first pinball when I was 14 years old, so it's been quite a long trip. Um, Thanks. I'm having breakfast right now. It's 7:30 a.m. and I slept only 6 hours. Please bear with it. Well, thank you very much. For those who don't know me, I'm from Argentina, and now I'm staying here. This is my cousin's house in Arcadia, Florida. I'm kind of stuck here right now, sort of. I was planning to go to the Texas Pin Festival. You know, it's been canceled. Most pinball shows have been canceled. Most everything has been canceled due to this coronavirus stuff. And well, here I am. I just can keep quiet. I just can keep still. So I'm doing a couple of restorations. My cousin just got a new Miss O pinball from Williams. So I think it's not that bad too. I'm in this beautiful place. My cousin, she is a great lady. Her husband is a great guy. So we try to do the best in this quarantine mode we are having here in Florida. So at least I could do I could do a couple of things. I visit some of my friends. I stayed a couple of days with Sebastian Bobbio, which is a great guy. His wife Tatiana is a great lady. So I met lots of people here. So I can't complain, even with coronavirus and so. So I want to talk about a little bit of who am I, and most people in Argentina already know me. The pinball circuit, it's way smaller than here in the U.S. and there are few restorers, and what I do is exactly that, restorations. I came from a family that used to have an antique shop. My father used to have an antique shop since I was born. I'm 48 years old, so he had the antique shop since 1971 in Argentina. So I started doing antique restorations since I was almost a kid, and mostly mechanical restorations, and I do also cabinet refinishing because that's what my father had at his shop. Now we are at the pond, sorry. My cousin's pond. So when I was about 14 years old, my father bought a couple of stuff from an auction, and in between all the merchandise there was a Sky Kings pinball, a Bally Sky Kings from 1973 or 74 or so. I was 14 years old and I wanted desperately that machine, so I ended up buying it from him. I think it was $300 or so at that time, which was not that much money for me because I was restoring antique already, and I mostly specialize in old automatons. You know, like in Hugo. I don't know if you have seen the movie Hugo Cabret, and those automata from late 18th and 19th century. Beautiful moving dolls that have some actions, like a dancer or a ballerina or a magician or whatever. So I have some money there, and I paid my father $300 and kept the machine. And then I started working with that. I was studying. I'm an electronic technician. I was studying then, and that's how I began with that. My father used to have always jukeboxes in his shop, so I put my hands in so many early Gulitzers. So I come from a family of antique restorers. My grandfather used to be work on clocks, so mostly mechanical. Well, then I started restoring some games for my own and working on them. I had my electronic skills I learned in school. I started studying electronic engineering in university, which ended up being like a waste of time for me because I didn't want to end up being an engineer sitting on a bench and working on plans. So that was not for me. I wanted to work in pinball machine and jukeboxes, which I ended up doing it. So it's true that you when you really want something, you end up working on it. So and then it suddenly some people reached me. They wanted to restore the games. I started to restore playfields, which nobody did it in that time. And it's quite different in Argentina because you don't have the easiness you have here, that you send an email or send just pick the phone and the parts will be there in a couple of days. We have to do what we had. There was no representatives there that could send parts at any time, so we just do what we can. And I started restoring playfields like it was an antique, like everything else. So some people started to ask me for restoring the playfields, and so that's why I think I become very skilled at that. I have to say it. It's not it's not a like some mystic things that I don't think that's just a talent. I think it's more than a skill, and that's where I am now. So I'm here in Argentina. I have lots of work to do, thank God, and I'm stuck now here in the US, enjoying every time, so it's okay. And I started working in a couple of games from some friends, just to keep doing what I love to do. Let me show you. This is the main house. If you want to rent it, it's on Airbnb at some point, so you can enjoy this place. Awesome. I assure you, it's in Arcadia, pretty close to Cape Coral and Naples and that stuff. Well, these are three playfields, in fact. These two, Indiana Jones, has been already finished. It needed some work in there, and what was very peculiar about this game. These arrows, I have to replace them because the black line work was like very shaky. I don't know, but it was original. So when I took off the insert from the graphic from the inserts, I noticed that the printing was just a little on its one side, and it showed the wood underneath. So it looks like they painted black just to preserve the playfield, and it was clear coated over that. It was originally made that way. And that one, they started to peel off the mylar, and of course it went off. So this insert and this one have been all replaced. Numbers have been replaced. This tree has been replaced too. You see, it's now it's it needs the finishing clear coat. Has been clear coated. I think it has 4 or 5 coats already. It's been sanded down, and now it needs a couple more to give the finishing touch. And this one is a Spider-Man. I uploaded a couple of pictures to my Instagram and my Facebook. Oh, this was all painted down. You see, there was nothing there. We only had the eye and the eyelashes, and there was missing all this part, all this upper part of the buildings. This black has been all paint. So this still needs some work. So I'll be doing this until I can get back to my country. So for most of you that are following my channel from different countries, I think mostly from the US, where I have some friends here, now you'll know a little bit of me. I'm this crazy man that's doing all this stuff, and most people are asking why I don't just put an overlay and or or even those hard codes, I find it so repulsive. It's like I won't do that to any of the games that I touch, because I think it's what I do is a restoration. I have to keep it as original as possible, and my hand doesn't have to be seen on the playfield. If my work is seen, then I did something wrong. So that's my main goal, to do restorations that you won't see, that you would think it's original, and it was kept that way for so many years. So hope you like that. Was too much talk. I mean, I hope you understand my English, which is the best that it goes, because I don't have too many practice in my country. For sure we speak Spanish. In fact, it's Castellano for those who don't know quite well, and hope enjoy it. Sorry for my very sleepy face, and see you next time, and hope you like my restorations. Oh yes, I have an Elvira on my shoulder. For those who are English speaking, or that prefer to a language speaking videos, most of my videos are closed caption in English. So the two latest videos I couldn't make the captions here, because I don't know, YouTube is not working that well. But most of them are closed caption in English, so you can follow through and see what I'm speaking.